The Southern Railroad steam locomotives were rather varied, from the iconic Pacifics to the Malays with rather funny whistles. A few steam locomotives from the 1910s were part of an unusual and rather uncanny experiment. In 1915, the Southern Railroad decided to experiment with the idea of tractor locomotives and implement them on the steep hills near Asheville, North Carolina. The idea was similar to the Erie triplexes, as a set of rear wheels would be placed underneath the tender compared to the standard pairs of bogies, essentially just making them a lighter version of the triplex. The Southern would not build new locomotives from the ground up, and instead would rebuild a few existing locomotives, which included 5 282s with 280 sets, another Mikado which had a 260 set, and a 210-2 was also part of the rebuild program. This would total into 7 locomotives, with an additional wheel set from 7 other locomotives. However, like the triplexes, this experiment did not produce good results. Whenever the coal and water level ran low, the traction would decrease, meaning less pulling power for a train, and to top it off, with the additional set of wheels, the steaming capacity for the boiler wasn't enough to supply another set of cylinders, making it a pain in the ass for locomotive crews to deal with. In the end, the concept was dropped in favor of booster trucks, and all locomotives were converted back to having regular tenders, and they continued serving with the Southern until the end of steam, with none of the 7 locomotives surviving into preservation. So, the tender tractor experiment was a rather unusual and yet awkward rebuild program that, like the triplexes, was nothing more than a failure. And it wasn't just the Southern that tried this method, as the Nashville, Chattanooga, and St. Louis Railway also tried the tractor method, to similar results. All of these were a result of a failed experiment only to ending in disaster. And from that point onwards, these types of locomotives wouldn't be tried again in the steam era.